So, you are very excited for your next adventure. You have just purchased that boarding pass to that exotic destination, NYC, Puerto Rico, Miami, any destination whatsoever, but you want to get the most out of that travel experience in terms of photography or videography, but you are not sure what to bring, and you are an RF mount camera owner. You have the EOS R, EOS R6, EOS R5, EOS RP, any camera accepting EF and RF lenses. Well, I have you covered in this regard. I just went 10 full days to NYC, and even though I was staying very close to B&H and Alorama, which are very famous camera stores, I did not find myself wanting to purchase anything because I had everything I needed on my travel bag. My name is Emmanuel Santiago. Welcome back to the Puerto Rico Skyview channel, and I will be guiding you and giving you tips and amazing setups, one expensive pair of lenses and one very budget-friendly pair of RF glass that might save your trip and will give you awesome quality, awesome detail each and every time you pick up your camera. Before we begin, I really have to ask for you to subscribe. I know for a fact that you will be finding very useful information right here in this channel. I always do cameras, drones, lighting, audio, all sorts of equipment reviews here on the channel, and I provide tips and tricks for editing, the latest of software, even on prints. So make sure to subscribe, and let's go into the video. Okay, now to summarize a little bit, I had two pair of lenses. Yes, the more expensive one, it consisted of the 15-35 f2.8 from Canon and the famous, very famous bokeh monster, the 70-200 f2.8L from Canon. Yes, these lenses are a little bit on the bigger side of the scale because, yeah, they are quite heavy. They both have image stabilization built into them, and they have that sweet 2.8 aperture that will give you bokeh. And yeah, it will enable you to shoot in low light situations very easily. Why these two lenses? Well, that's because, yeah, I wanted to shoot as wide as possible those landscape shots and retain as much information in terms of the image. And the 15-35 in that regard is awesome. It provides minimal distortion for the focal range that it has. It has 50 millimeters at its wider end, and carrying an f2.8 aperture, you can keep your shutter speed low, and even though that you might be in shaky situations with a lot of people passing and moving a little bit, yeah, that lens for photography, its image stabilization is supreme. You might be getting light streaks from light traveling and long exposures handheld with this lens. So right there, almost no need for a tripod to get shots like this ones. Now, the second lens on this expensive travel kit would be the 70-200. Even though that you might say, oh, this guy is crazy bringing a 70-200 here. Well, the 70-200, it's all about perspective. This lens will give you so much different perspectives and out of focus backgrounds, and with its f2.8 aperture at 200 millimeters of reach, it can give you exceptionally unique images, because even though that there might be millions of people visiting your travel destination, they might all taken that wide shot, that medium telephoto shot, but if you get those unique perspectives with this lens at 200 millimeters, and those blown out backgrounds. Yes, your photos will definitely stand out and will look more unique on social media or on prints. Now that being said, let's go ahead for the budget setup. The budget setup was composed of the RF 24mm f1.8 macro lens from Canon, the new one, which is for the capabilities that that lens has. It is very cheap. Now, I had the other lens, which I have right here. It is the 100 to 400 RF lens from Canon. And this little lens right here, well, it's not small by any means, but yeah, it is very lightweight. And the reach, it's double that one you get from that 70 to 200 f2.8 lens. Another piece of gear that I did not mention, but I am mentioning it now, is the bag that I was using. The brand of this bag is Endurax, and this exact same model, which I will link in the description below, I found it to be amazing. Enough space, it has a laptop compartment, the outer portion of the bag, the one that's on the front or the back actually, it's hard shell, it's like a hard shell material, so it will keep all of your gear protected at all times. And yes, the ease of use, the access that you have to your gear during your travels, it's also, yeah, really great, because when you're traveling, there's so much happening around you that it's very important that you have your bag and you have your stuff on within reach, so you can take advantage of anything that's happening around you at any set moment. And the value of this bag, the cost of this bag, it is really cheap. Something very funny while I was there in New York is that I went to B&H with hopes of getting a new camera bag, but when I saw those prices, man, those prices are even higher than some lenses that you can really buy and get new perspectives of those places that you are visiting. So to summarize it all, get different perspectives, get low to the ground. Even if you're trying to photograph something that's on the floor, if you see a tree, go climb it, go get yourself high up there and get different perspectives. You won't regret it. The third tip that I want to give you is, actually, when you are at these places, you are taking photo of landmarks, special landscapes that you might encounter at that particular area. Hey, don't be shy and ask people to take photographies of you and maybe your significant other if you are in a trip with somebody, because yeah, I've seemed to never regret asking for some help. Maybe someone says no, it is a little bit awkward, but hey, you won't even remember that moment. So yeah, ask for another tourist or another photographer at site to take a picture of you within the environment that you're in, and you will find that most of your most cherished shots will be those that you ask for in these places that you are visiting. Now, tip number 4, when you are traveling, the weather might be a little bit uncontrollable. You will not be able to control weather, but there are amazing tools that can tell you even where the sun will be pointing at specific hours, and that will ensure that you will be at the right time in the right place. So I personally use Photo Pills, which is an awesome, very amazing application. I think it's for iOS. I don't know if Android has it. I think it does, but yeah, it is a paid app, but it has all the information that you might need to be well informed in terms of weather, in terms of the sky, the sun, and all of those awesome things that will make your photography pop in social media or in prints. Some of you have asked me, hey, what is if you had only one lens which lens would you take on your trip and why. And that is the 15-35 because of the different perspective, different angles that you can really use that lens for. It has image stabilization built in, f2.8 aperture, so in low light you will be covered. So from all of the lenses that I mentioned in this video, if I only had to take just one, it would be the f2.8 RF 15-35 USM lens, because yeah, that lens, one of my favorite lens, it seems to be glued onto the camera, and yeah, it is almost, in my eyes, almost perfect for landscape photography and for producing amazing prints. So guys, if you find this video helpful, please subscribe to this channel. Help me raise it to 1,000 subscribers. We are nearly there. At the moment of this video, we are 805 people hit right here. So I hope that this community keeps growing, and I hope to see you guys in my next video.